Hello and welcome. Please join me as I take a look at the 1/6 scale Panzer Ausf.B from Dragon. Released in the third quarter of 2011, the kit box is big-ish at nearly 80 centimeters in length, but only weighs in at 11 kilos. A retail price of just under $250, that's 220 pounds or 200 euros, ensured that this was amazing value at the time. Though mainstream 1/6 scale offerings at the time from the likes of Field of Armour or Armortech offered a mouth-watering selection of vehicles, they were expensive, with costs starting at $800 to $900 for Field of Armour and rocketing skyward to in excess of £2,000 for Armortech's models, and these prices ensured that most of the vehicles in 1/6 scale would remain out of the reach of any except those with deep pockets. So Dragon's entry into the market gave a reasonable solution to satisfying one's need for big armour, without the need to organise a mortgage or to reinforce parts of the house just to store your tank. Unlike the steel models on the market at the time, Dragon's 1/6 scale kits were designed to be built straight from the box, with nothing more than basic model making tools and skills. Though not suitable for an absolute beginner, a novice would be able to follow the instructions, and if they took their time and with care, would produce a good representation of a vehicle. And if they were equally careful with their painting of their model, they could be reasonably guaranteed of an impressive conversation piece. As with many kits in the marketplace, some things are left off or ignored, and this kit is no exception, as some compromises have been made. Some detailing is simplified or omitted, but for the average model enthusiast, this will not detract from their efforts, and they will be happy with the end result. The Super Detailer, on the other hand, is in for a treat. The kit allows for a huge scope for a super detailing feast, both in exterior and interior options, not to mention the conversion opportunities that arise. The source of images from both video and photographs allows a model maker to accurately reproduce the vehicle. The kit is made from grey polystyrene, and in all respects it resembles its 1/35th scale cousin. Opening the box will reveal a sprue layout, the accompanying assembly instructions, and the method of assembly are also similar. It's just that everything is, well, bigger. Now, these kits are not exactly hanging from the trees, but they are not like hen's teeth either, so with some hunting you can find them. I got this kit from eBay, where prices can range from crazy to not too bad. So then, let's have a closer look and see what nearly €350 can buy. First up is the well-formed turret. It was loose in the box, but this would have been on sprue A. It comes in two pieces, top and bottom, with space for 4 hatches and a commander's hatch. The bottom half is the well-cast turret ring. Next we have sprue K, consisting of the front and rear hull plates, upper superstructure parts, and the mantlet. Some of the finer details will need to be improved on this. Here is the metal, perhaps aluminium, exhaust guard. This is very fragile and care needs to be taken with this. Next is a small bag of Phillips screws used to secure both the hull sides and hull bottom. Here is the hull front, again loose from its sprue, that's sprue K. Very well cast, no distortion, and a good finish on it. We have 3 packets of MG34 coaxial machine gun components, 2 halves of the upper and lower receiver, top cover, feed tray and stock, the folding stand, barrel, flash hider, and the 2 halves of the barrel jacket. Now comes sprue B. This is the major components of the engine deck, the turret deck, and the radiator cover. It's a good finish, sharp casting, but some detailing may need to be improved. Here by far is the busiest sprue, sprue I. On it you'll find, amongst other things, the two halves of the 20mm KWK-30 L55 autocannon, just ripe for some super detailing. You'll also find on it the jack, wire cutters and other tools, and the exhaust silencer. The detailing is excellent and the casting is very good. Sprue C carries the left and right hull sides with sharp details, though on the inside you will notice the stiffeners used to stop warping. Obviously these would need to be covered for interior detailing. Here is the hull bottom. Annoyingly, the bolt head details appear somewhat compromised, as I don't think they use coach bolts on the bottom plates. Those would need to be changed. Note more stiffeners that will need to be covered for interior detailing. Sprue H carries the road wheels, leaf springs and return rollers. The detail is excellent and assembly looks simple enough, though you'll notice that the back of the leaf springs are hollow and will need to be filled. The wheels and leaf springs are divided amongst 5 sprues. This is Sprue D with the right hand track guards, splash guards for the turret deck, top hatches and an antenna which, to me, looks suspiciously too thick and chunky. Sprue E holds the left hand track guards, both right and left mud guards, engine deck hatches and grills. Here we have Sprue F. Divided amongst 2 sprues we have components for the drive sprockets, which inexplicably suffer from a loss of detail, the final drives, the idler wheels, and headlights. Oh, and 4 vision ports. Here are 102 track links with 204 pins. The moulding appears to be very crisp, but the track pins could be quite fragile. A great deal of care will be needed to detach these from the sprue cleanly. They do look good though, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sprues. So then, that is a look at all the sprues, and I must say that overall the kit gives a good impression. Some work will be needed to correct some detail glitches, but that will make the end result all the more impressive. Lastly, a quick look at the assembly instructions. A clear, self-explanatory sprue map is available. The greyed out areas are components that are not required for this particular model. There is a legend to the instructions and a colour guide just above the start of the assembly. I must emphasize that careful attention be paid to assembly, and dry runs are the order of the day. We start with the sprocket and idler and road wheel assembly, as well as the hull sides. Moving on to fitting the hull front and back and its components, fitting the running gear, track guards and the exhaust, etc. Section 5 and 6 we see the fitting of various components to the track guards and the assembly of the jack. How about building a working jack? Sections 7 and 8 see the completion of the top superstructure, while 9 and 10 covers the turret assembly and armament. 11 covers the assembly of the 102 track pieces, joining the 2 halves of the hull and fitting the turret. A guide to painting and marking completes the assembly. Overall, it's a well-made kit with huge potential and worth every penny, a definite 8 out of 10. If you have a chance to get one yourself, then do so, you won't be disappointed. Thank you for watching, and I do hope you enjoyed this review. Please subscribe and share.